So the chat was talking about rumors, and this is a rumor that kind of came out today about one Ms. Ronda Rousey potentially coming
Oh
back at the Rumble. I wanted to bring
yeah.
that up to you. How would you feel about a Ronda Rousey return? Like, if either in the Rumble, if she wins the Rumble, like, if do you want to see her? Do you want to see her do anything specifically? Because the rumors are like maybe revisiting Ronda and Becky for WrestleMania, which
Yeah.
I think is the one-on-one match that we never got, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And I think as well, like, see, because that, like, well, first things first, I would love to see her back.
Mm-hmm.
I would absolutely love it. I'm here for it. I think as well, like, because they've obviously had their time out and done their thing. Like, both women have, like, the build up to that could be so epic because, like, Becky being like, well, I came back, this quickly. You've dragged your heels. You've just came back, like, done all that. Do you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
so much that they could, like, really get into and really get under each other's skin. So yeah, no, I'm like absolutely here for it. Absolutely here for it. And I do think she will be like a kind of surprise entrant in the Rumble. I
Mm-hmm.
think for all the people that they have announced, um, it makes sense that they've got somebody really big and really special for the Women's Rumble.
Uh-huh.
Because I mean, like announcing like the Bellas and stuff like that, kind of, it was a bit of a shock almost, where you're just like, oh, like, I kind of thought it was going to happen. Well, and did I think it was going to happen? Potentially, yeah, but obviously, like, maybe not as much because of Daniel Bryan being in, or Bryan Danielson being in AEW. Like,
Right.
that kind of is still up in the air, or like I thought it would still be maybe a wee point of contention. Like, even
Mm-hmm.
though the Bellas are very, like, still work with WWE and all stuff. But I think that the reason they have done all that is because they have something huge, and it is Ronda Rousey. So I'm here for it. Like,
Yeah. And I think it is, I mean, we obviously talked about how they announced so many women's participants ahead of time. And I mean, announcing Ronda, yes, Gary, you did mention it last week. It's true. Gary is just like the oracle predicting the future. But I mean, having Ronda Rousey announced obviously would like draw people in, but I feel like they've announced so many people, like, if they're not going to buy the Rumble, they're not going to buy the Rumble at this point, or like they're not going to watch it on Peacock or the
mm-hmm.
network or wherever you watch these things, right? So having Ronda Rousey be a big surprise, I think would be really, really cool on the night. Like
Mm-hmm.
really, really cool for people. I know there's talk about Asuka potentially coming back as well, which I am still hoping for. I
Yeah.
know we talked about it last week. I'm trying to will it into existence. I'm like, if I can just try to like channel into Vince McMahon's mind as I'm dressed like him, then I'm just like, hey, Asuka's really dope. We want her back real bad.
That's it. You're getting lost in translation. You've been saying Oscar this whole time, and he's like, Austin Theory.
Austin
Okay.
Theory, all he hears is Austin Theory in his head as he's just like, "Hey, Bill." But